Steve Robertson here from the Internet Video Studio. This raw footage of a home tour will make a good example of both composition and lighting for your shot. Now, one thing you don't see too often in a web marketing video is the old-fashioned concept of an establishing shot. As you can see in these first few shots here, I'm trying to establish the location of this large old home in the small town where it's located by referencing it to the railroad depot and the downtown business district. Once you have decided on your establishing shot, the most common method of going forward is to work your way closer and closer to your main subject. You'll notice as I do these long pans that you'll occasionally see a quick jump, little hesitation. That's the best advertisement for buying a good tripod with a good fluid head. This was shot with a fairly good tripod, but not a great one for doing long pans and tilts. I believe this was one of the good Sony tripods. If you really want to make those long pans work right, go to a manufacturer such as Bogan. As we move inside this fine old home, you'll see an exercise in the extremes of available lighting. This was a bright sunny day and the home has many windows. As you'll see as the camera moves around, whenever a window is completely in the picture, you see only the window. The surrounding details go to a dark region. But I decided to pan across the windows because there are many times when individual elements within the window will be highlighted in a especially interesting way by the fact that the windows are producing so much available light. Pay special attention to the stained glass that you'll find in the top of many of the windows. When the windows are not in the picture, you see more and more of the detail of the surrounding walls and fireplaces. But if you zero in on an element like the fireplace, you'll see what happens when you're shooting with not quite enough available light. The picture becomes much more grainy than it would be with the best lighting. Yikes! Both shaky and overexposed. You have to really work to make your video look this bad. Oops, forgot the key light. That's better. How do you create good lighting for your videos? Here's my super low-cost video lighting kit that I rounded up at the local hardware store. Now let's see what some of these lights look like when they're turned on. This is a small incandescent spot that's usually used as a backlight to produce a halo around your subject. This is a daylight fluorescent. I have two of these. They are good for making a nice even wash of light on a green screen or on a wall behind a subject. And this is the big daddy of the bunch. This is a 500 watt halogen work light. Produces a fairly warm light. I'd use this either as a key light or a fill light, and you don't want to shine this directly in your subject's eyes. That's the purpose of the white foam core board you see in the background. You point these lights away from your subject and use that foam core board to bounce the light onto your subject. Now that we have sufficient light, the next consideration is the placement of your subject within the camera's frame. To do that, we always start with the rule of thirds. In your mind's eye, draw a tic-tac-toe grid on your camera's frame. The lines will divide the frame into three equal parts, both horizontally and vertically. The lines represent the strong points of your camera's frame. The intersections of two lines represent the strongest point. By placing your subject's most important features, such as their eyes, as near as possible to these lines and intersections, strengthen your composition. your subject will be more likely to command the respect of the viewer. And that's, in most cases, the whole idea of the web marketing video. By using just this one simple guideline, you can place your videos above 90% of the competition.
Wow!